Suppose even monsters have to sleep somewhere. You've just stumbled on the village of MUSHIMOSH. Let's see. It's a wonder this is still such a lush place. Talks about how it didn't used to be so dark at night. The end of the world means the end of light, too. Without light to guide the way, they keep getting lost out on the goo. Could you restart the Lumen Tower so they can find their way at night again? Claims it's out on the coast, so they can see it from the goo, of course. Says to head toward the goo and look up at the sky. Can't miss it. Once you find the Lumen Tower, climb inside and get the lights started back up. Easy, right? Can't wait until they can glide the goo by night again. Says they'd all love you for it. Feel that sunshine. You found the KLUPPY dunes, where the sun rises every day and passing lines in the sand means a struggle between life and death. This area is blazing hot. You'd better have something that'll keep you cool if you're going in. Check out that rubber scrap. Be careful where you grab that mount. Sometimes what you'll see doesn't feel real until it brings you back to that particular moment. Like stepping into a time machine. It's hard to shake these memories and their accompanying feelings. Our brains play tricks on us, so it will take effort to avoid them. However, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. I was wondering when you'd recall how to spring the automaton air gliders. See that plastic scrap over there? Let's see. It's so dark out. Says you'd think with the world dying, everyone would stop trying to figure out ways to blow it up. Not so with Boom. He just keeps figuring out new splody things. The noise is awful, but the bust craters are even worse. Tells you to just listen for the splosions. Hard to miss. Says Boom's grandma used to be big into splosions too. The old lady taught the young Boomer everything she knew. He blasted right past her now, though. Hopes you get Boom to disarm, too. getting on. This thing needs new bounce orbers. Hey, this is a chug depot. Might be able to catch a chugger here. Metal scrap. Great for making tough things. Be gentle, this mount's a breather. The village of Shobby ain't too shabby. Believes you really ought to meet Noko. She'd be delighted to meet you. Seems surprised you have to go. If you're tired, maybe find a place to rest.
Chào phòng bướm mà nhớ sợ cái sao là về KLUPPY.
Seems all splappy about how strong the myriads sparkle on the waters. They're much brighter than the lotus.
Og se der kommer søde.
Says you're welcome back. A ping dish. Experts used to find things in the air with those. Wonder if it still works. Treasure the coming day. The world doesn't have so many anymore. To get the ping dish to work, you need to line up the pong paddles for a proper match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's a match. Now you can ping all the dishes you like. Spin that paddle to turn the ping dish properly. No pings there, only pongs. 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 Pingety ping ping, you found a transmessage. The dark time's finishing for now. You can always find some use for rubber scrap. Wood scrap, the one kind of scrap you could actually still find growing. This one's BANGSHELTER 6L. Looks like it's still working the way it should. You're cut off from the world above. At least you got something for your trouble. Check out that e-waste. That's a good find. Pick your path carefully by whatever you can see. The subtle sound of metal creaking should mean the tie-down is nearby. Don't know what that e-waste was. Wouldn't call this place cozy, but I think a monster might. This land is as dry as a lizard's back. Watch that sludgy junk storage just ooze with unfound things. Great shot. Close encounter. Look at those muscles. This box once tailed a chugger. Now it's just off track. That's a keeper. You look good in that. It's so warm here. That there's Subnautica Station. Goop flounders around in there. Lots of notices on the board for things that made sense in the days when the surf was a lot cleaner. Interesting to see what they cared about here. Wonder if any of it matters now. In the old days, this was a port for boats that went under the surf. They helped clog the surf into goo. Toxanol didn't do it on purpose, I don't think. Their machines made a mess, though, and they never cleaned up after themselves. You should be able to find a track here. Just need to keep your eyes open. The world is awake. Moving up in the world. Day's about to expire. If you close your eyes hard enough to reality, your mind opens to let memories in. That's one way to remember what's forgotten. When an unwanted memory intrudes on the mind, it is a natural reaction to want to block it out or just change it. However, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. You weren't supposed to know how to start the automaton pew-pew pang, but clearly you figured that out way back then. Let's see. Hey, you found the track, even around all this goopy goo. Nothing escapes your googly eye. The surf here looked cleaner when that track was made. Old world dive pods had a built-in air supply so you could breathe below the surf. Glad you had the patience to learn more about how the surf got gooed.
Yangu, aje tawa, wanap dapat ko sa te manu chayda.
Gulpo ain't the easiest tongue, but I think he says he's happy to see a friendly face. Not too many of those around these days.
Ya tu puwila.
Says it's good to see you again. He's Goop. You might remember him from the old days when he tried to teach you how to swim. Goop says you were always so righteous as a child, and he can still feel it, even at a distance. Goop says memories fade surprisingly fast. We are all pieces of what we remember. It's only together we can remember the story as it was. He knows he's easy to remember. There's no one out there as cuckoo as him. He's one of a kind. Goop says our memory keeps things for us and protects them until we are ready to face them again. He understands you've returned to face Lupa Lupin. That's the destiny you've been carrying within yourself all these years. He says that the catastrophe back then didn't vanquish the good in you. It's still there, as bright as when you were a child. Now the time has come for you to remember and act. Your life is your life, not the story you're told about it. He thinks that's the right thing to do. It's only when you have forgiven that you'll find peace.
Come toward the light.
Slow down. Why would you rush in?
When you see what you want, why wait?
Well, what about being careful?
Poppycock, full speed ahead.
Says life on the goo is wide open. You have so many choices of where to go. Some harder than others, of course. Which kind do you like? Hit the open surf, then. The trouble is you can only rely on yourself, at least until you reach a new shore and make new friends. Can hardly believe the world is going to make it. Wonders what that's going to do to the goo. thanks you for doing everything you could to de-goop the surf. Thinks the Myriad made a good match with you. You're both like sunshine on the surf. Never seen any brighter. Shine on. But hey, back to the goo. Knows yesterday is already gone. It's what you do today and tomorrow that'll move you forward. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the Subnautica station as the pollution has worn down the insulation of his suit, so you must salvage enough scrap to fix up his goo glide, starting with the old wreck box outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the goo glide strong enough to fight the porky puff. You're lucky that way. There's still cargo left on the shores from before the apocalypse. His best guess is a power tanker hit a reef and went under. You feel soggy enough yet? Just a few moves left. Make them count. Feel the night wrap around you. against that.